Good morning, and I'm so excited that we're starting back with science today. And we're going to do things a little backwards because our lab for today is going to be in two parts because we have to let this sit for an hour. So I am going to go ahead and start with this, and then we'll go back and introduce the chapter, and then we will I'll come back in about an hour and we'll look at our results. So today you should be on page 116, and our question is, how does heat affect an object? So we are going to put some pats of butter in 3 different cups. I have A, B, and C. And then we're going to put one in the windowsill, one in the refrigerator, and one under this heat lamp over here. And we're going to check our results in about an hour. So, so we're going to observe what happens to the butter, okay? And if you want to make a prediction about what you think might happen with A, B, and C, then I would love that. Okay, so let me get our butter. Oops, sorry, right in front of there. Okay, so, and you're welcome to do this at home if you'd like to. You have a lamp that you want to put it under. Okay, so there's A. I'm not cutting very well here. There's B, and there, that's better. Okay, here's C. All right, so we're going to put cup A under the gooseneck lamp. So here's A, and we're going to put it under here. I borrowed this from my son this morning when he was half asleep. So we'll see what happens there. And we're going to put B on a shelf. So I'm going to put it over here in the windowsill, and C in the refrigerator. So I'll be right back. Okay, so while that is going, what I did thought I brought my phone over here. I need to set my timer. Oh, ha! My phone is, I'm recording my phone. Just a second. Set timer for 1 hour.
Okay, your timer is set.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so now if you can turn back a page. This is our chapter opener. So our chapter 3 is energy, motion, and force. This is a fun chapter. We're going to learn about 3 types of energy. We're going to learn about motion and things that have a force, or how we can use a force. So lesson 1 is going to be what are some kinds of energy. Lesson 2 is what are magnets. That's a fun one. And lesson 3, what are position and motion. So our question today is, what makes roller coasters fun? So if you will bear with me, I will read the little story. So you just look at this picture and listen to the story. Then I'll ask you a couple questions. Tanya and Spencer stood with their mouths open, staring at the huge roller coaster in front of them. Swoosh! The cars zoomed by at lightning speed. Are you ready to give it a try? Spencer asked Tanya. I am if you are. Are you scared? Tanya asked. Well, it looks kind of scary when it loops and zigzags, Spencer replied. But let's give it a whirl. The children got on the coaster. As it slowly began its climb to the steep hill before the first big loop, they got more and more excited. After it was over, Spencer turned to Tanya and said, Do you want to go on it again? Absolutely, said Tanya. I need another ride so I can tell my parents what makes roller coasters fun. So, what do you think makes roller coasters fun? Well, you can see that this one makes a loop, and what happens with a roller coaster is when it takes you up to the top, it usually has a chain or something that'll pull it up to the top, and then when it lets go, it all moves on its own. It uses gravity to help it move. So they don't have an engine, which is very interesting. Okay, so let's and our question for our red Texas is, how do energy and forces make objects move? So you can trace the path of the roller coaster with your finger, and you can see that on all of this part, the roller coaster is moving with gravity, pulling it down. So then on page 117, sorry, couldn't see very well, we're going to talk about cause and effect. You will practice the reading skill cause and effect in this chapter. A cause is what makes something happen. An effect is what happens. So down here, we're going to practice it. This boy is playing soccer. The boy kicks the ball. The ball goes far. Write the effect of the boy kicking the ball. So if the boy kicks the ball, what happens? That's right. The ball goes far. And you can just copy this sentence right there. Okay? So when I come back in an hour, we will answer the questions here, and then you will take a picture of this and turn it in. I know one of you went home without your science book, and that's okay. Just write your answers on a piece of paper and take a picture of that and upload it, and I will count that. So, yes, and you are getting a grade for every lab that you do. So, I will see you back in about an hour.